not going to lie, it was such a difficult time. There were points where I felt that, if I'm honest, that I would have left the hospital. I wanted to leave the hospital and just leave the baby. And start again, you know. I'm just being completely honest with the way that I felt. It wasn't what I was expecting. It wasn't what I was prepared for. But I know at the end of the day that God was with me, because he carried me that whole way. You know, so yeah, on the Friday, Nehemiah was returned to me, and I remember I was sat feeding him in the bed, and it was about about 6:15 in the evening. The consultant who had been dealing with us from the birth came in, and he delivered the news. You know, yes, it's 100% sure the baby's got Down syndrome, trisomy 21, and I was like, whoa, stop. You know, I was by myself at that point, and I just asked if he could please just stop there and just let me at least get my husband on the phone so that he could hear what was being said to me. So yeah, that's kind of how I was delivered the news. I will add that the doctor did actually apologise for the way in which he delivered the news, because it was quite a shock, you know, and not to have anyone there with me, it was quite hard. So yeah, it was almost as though I had to, my life took another path. So yeah, as I sat there holding the baby and just sobbing over him, you know, the doctor left, and not long after, Paul came to the hospital and joined us. Yeah, it was hard. There were a lot of tears. I had a lot of support there, I will say, from the nurses at the hospital. It was amazing actually, because individually they would all come to me, whether they'd see me on the ward crying, they would come to me and just say, you know, don't cry, God knows what he's doing. It was almost as though they were all, you know, they all had quite strong faiths in some form or other, and they would say to me, you know, don't cry, God knows what he's doing, God's in control, he's been sent for a reason. And you know, it was just amazing how these people were just in place to be able to comfort me at a time that I really needed it. So on that Friday, all my family were informed, and everyone came to visit at the hospital. Like I said, we were in a side room, so it was amazing. We had so much time together, really, as a family, you know, to deal with the news, and my family were absolutely amazing. The support was phenomenal. Paul stayed home with obviously I've got a young little girl, 5-year-old girl, and stayed at home with family that came and travelled to see us, so he just sort of made sure that they were comfortable at home, but obviously visited every day and spent long periods of time with us. On the Friday evening is when I was delivered the news. So on the Saturday morning, during this time my sister had actually set up a WhatsApp, like a group WhatsApp then for Nehemiah's healing, and we had people all over the world praying for him. So on the Saturday morning, a message came through on my phone, and I woke my sister up next to me and said, you know, you need to listen to this message. And basically what it was, there were 3 people travelling to, I think it was a church meeting in South Africa, and they were praying about Nehemiah, one of which doesn't know us at all, and it was that one that doesn't know us. She began to speak about Nehemiah and what she felt that God was saying about him, that she saw a little boy preaching to the nations in his name's sake. Nehemiah, rebuilder, renewer, restorer, which is what Nehemiah, the prophet in the Bible, did. Like I said, he renewed and rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem, and that the little boy would be preaching to families of children with Down syndrome. Upon hearing that news, everything just seemed to fall into place. I understood, you know, yes, I knew that it wasn't going to be easy, but I understood what I feel that God was doing and the reason why Nehemiah had been given to me. And because leading up to the birth, throughout the pregnancy even, I was told by many different people, because from all over, many different people, because I'm not actually, even though I live in the town that I live in now, I often go back home to the town that I was born in, and people would stop me and say, "You're having a boy," and I'd be like, "Yeah, not any ordinary boy, a very special boy." The word special came up umpteen amount of times, and I couldn't understand it. I just thought, yeah, he'll be a cute little boy. Not for 1 second did it enter my head that the word special meant special needs. And I think God was preparing me for this. He'd been preparing me a very long time. And, I believe that there is nothing, he wouldn't give us anything that he knew that we couldn't handle, that we couldn't manage. So anyway, Nehemiah in the hospital, he really did surprise many of the doctors, because he didn't act as though he had Down syndrome, even though obviously it's in his blood. It's been certified through the blood test that he has. But he's very strong. He's got, initially when he was born, it's called the palmar hand crease. Down syndrome children just have the one crease in their hand, whereas we have the 3. He did just have the 1, but he no longer has that crease. He's a very strong little boy. He's been rolling since the age of 7 weeks old, and if I'm honest, he's not just showing me anything any different to any of my other children. I mean, he's my 4th child now. I've always watched my children very closely, and there's nothing with him that really concerns me. I thank God that things have gone the way that they have, because but regardless, at the end of the day, he's my baby, he's my boy, and I love him regardless. Initially it was hard, it really was hard, but I just thank God really that he's never left us, and that we knew from the beginning with Nehemiah, believe that he's got a purpose, he's got a call on his life, and we just thank God for choosing us to be his parents and for giving us this very special little boy. Nehemiah's passed his hearing test, he's passed his eyes, his sight test. They also, because I mean at the time I was just so naive to Down syndrome, I didn't know what the effects were, but one of the big effects for Down syndrome children are that they suffer heart problems. So he's been to go and see, he's had an ECG scan, and he's been to see the heart specialist as well, and there's no problems with his heart at all. We just thank God really for him. Where do we go from here? Obviously Nehemiah is in the system now, and he will be having all the checkups that he needs, and as parents, we want to support him, and we will support him in every way possible to make sure that he does get the best out of his life. He's, like I said, he's doing amazingly well. We don't have any concerns at all. He's a very strong little boy, and his character's really beginning to show and shine now. We just continue to trust God for him, and for just ask God really to help us to be able to nurture him in the way that he needs to be nurtured, in order to fulfill the destiny that is ahead of him. The future's bright. We continue to stay strong. In fact, it's probably made us stronger as a family, to be honest. We love him with an unconditional love, as we do as parents. We love our children, unconditionally. I just really have been longing to come back with this video, but I'm sure you can understand and appreciate that in the early days it was very difficult. you know, coming to terms with everything, and then thinking about where would we go with the video. But time is a great healer, and yeah, I hope that anybody out there that has suffered similar, you know, as a result of having a child that is Down syndrome that you didn't necessarily know about at the beginning, I just hope that you can draw some encouragement from this video. Love your child, love that baby needs you. And so yeah. This is my little boy, Nehemiah. Say hello, Nehemiah. Say hello. Hello. Hello, good boy. Yeah, he's an amazing little boy. We absolutely love him. And where do we go from here? We just want to continue really as parents to nurture him, and you know, just to make sure that he is the best that he can be. There's going to be nothing that you can't do, son. There'll be nothing that you can't do. Hey, we believe that for you. And yeah, we just continue to pray for him, and we just, yeah, the future's bright. We believe the future's bright. And just for parents who are going through or have gone through similar experiences, I just want to encourage you. You know, it's your baby, they're your babies, they're your children, they're our children. And just with any other child, we love our children unconditionally, and I would just really just stress upon that, you know, just love your baby. You've been blessed beyond, and just thank God for what you have, and just continue to support them, because they can be whatever, all children can be whatever they want to be. And that's something that, you know, I always try and instill that in my children, that they can be whatever they want to be. Yeah, that's it really. I just, like I said, I hope you can be encouraged by this video, and please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and there'll be lots more videos with Nehemiah hopefully to come. And until next time.